Batman Boxing Talk. We are back.
Back.
We're gonna cover something that a lot of people feel that isn't necessary. But Earl Spence versus Terrence Crawford rematch. Hopefully at 154. Well, I'm sure it's gonna be at 154. It's gonna be at 154. We're gonna talk about is it gonna be a different fight? I feel it'll be an 11-round fight as opposed to 9. Go ahead, Tony.
I think it's going to be a better fight than it was the first time. I think that Earl and Derek James are going to have to make some adjustments, but I think that ultimately the result is going to be the same. I think that Terrence Crawford is going to win, but I do think it's going to be a better fight. I do not think that. The way he.
He got dark. Like
I said, I'm not. Look, no excuses. Like I said on one of our previous shows, he's got his ass beat last time.
Yeah, he got dominated.
So therefore, I think they're going to have to make some changes, and I think it'll be a better fight because of it. I think ultimately the result might be the same. He just might be. I mean, they all bad for you, Rock.
I think the weight gonna be better for Earl. He just gotta listen. He just gotta come.
Derek get that bug to get some extra weight on him too.
You right about that too.
Oh no, that's why I ain't talking about 154. Nah, look, he said when he said, "Oh, it's hard for me to weigh 147," too. I'm like, "Oh shit, well that's not gonna help you."
Yeah.
I think ultimately it's gonna be I think that the result gonna be the same. I think, but
Have we ever gotten a rematch off of a just mismatched fight like that before? I remember Tommy Hearns getting knocked out by Ryan Barkley, which we all said it was a lucky shot, but Ryan Barkley actually came back the next fight and won a decision.
But the reason why it was a rematch because Barkley was on his way out when he caught him with the shot. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he was getting his ass.
Yeah, so actually Hearns was beating the shit out of him up to that lucky shot.
That's why it's such a hard sell.
I can give you
but
a rematch.
I respect, bro.
I got one. Devin Haney versus George Kambosos.
That's true.
Like this. The second fight.
You didn't need to see that shit.
You didn't need to see.
Oh yeah, we didn't need to see that.
You saw everything you needed to see in the first fight.
And I feel like it was because of the same reason they had predestined the rematch before the first fight. So it's hard to get out of that. I can give you another one. Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder.
What, the third fight?
Yeah,
it was better.
It's not looking.
Then you need to stop because with this shit,
But
Wilder always had his chance.
What we saying is, what your question was have you seen a rematch
exactly
after somebody getting their ass beat that bad?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm giving you the fight
examples.
where people have gotten their ass whooped bad and got a rematch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now I applaud Earl Spence for go ahead and doing that shit. Fuck what everybody say. You guys got you in this position anyway, right? That's what got your ass beat the first time because you wasn't listening to nobody, and you still going with that. That's look, I applaud you.
Everybody keeps saying he should retire.
Yeah, fuck that. Because look, if Earl's about to retire, who better to finish? Look, the biggest payday I'm gonna get right now is Terrence Crawford.
Yeah.
Listen,
you're gonna get tens of millions of dollars over.
Okay, what you think, bro?
It's gonna be battle of the coaches, bro.
Go ahead, bro. What you got, bro? What you got?
You said battle of the coaches? Then you gonna definitely get a repeat of.
Because James clearly got out coached, bro.
I just feel like you could take the rematch, but just not right now.
I think he should go to 154 and fight somebody with that similar type of style.
Yeah.
First.
Lara.
Not as good as Terrence.
Somebody like Lara, somebody that's a southpaw.
Yeah.
Not as good.
But
movement.
just,
And Lara is known for shooting in between and shooting at
160. Didn't Lara just win a belt at 160?
Yeah, Lara come down to 157 or some shit.
But Lara is just, look, first of all, Terrence ain't give Earl too much goddamn movement.
But I'm talking about the slickness from the southpaw position.
I got the perfect fight. Earl versus Lubin.
Didn't I say that?
Yeah.
Perfect fight for Earl.
But I think Lubin
Is that the perfect fight for Earl? Lubin
I
can't
ain't gonna
fight.
hold you. Lubin might dog him.
Oh, y'all disrespectful.
That's disrespectful.
You don't think? No, I ain't saying dog him, but
That's
I just think.
look, y'all think because he lost to the best fighter in the fucking game that he. Come on, man.
Disrespectful.
That's
You see what losing do?
Yeah, Earl is
Losing. We would have
said
said a year. We would have said 6 months ago.
It
Earl
would've
beat
been
the shit
close.
out of Lubin.
it wouldn't even have been close.
Yeah.
We watched Fondor beat the shit out of Lubin, and y'all with pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And you gonna say Earl?
Two different
But
fights.
Fondor, they two different fighters, bro.
It's two different fights.
One like 7 foot, 70-inch arm, 74-inch
Yeah,
arm.
but he fought on the inside.
Yep, he negated all that
He
shit.
didn't even use no distance or none of this shit.
And Brandon had a
Use
great
pressure.
Look, Brandon had a great analogy of why Fondor fight on the inside.
Nigga blind.
He's blind. He can't see. Look, he can't see past his fucking reach, so he can't use it. So he
Blind
gotta
as
get
he
close. Like I gotta touch
He
you.
blind. He blind mother.
But no, the problem is
But I fuck with
because
Paul
the blueprint has been put out of Earl's weaknesses.
Yeah,
Earl
but
needs to
the-
take some
the
time to
difference
change the
is-
shit.
Not
Everybody can't know a lot. If people could have taken advantage of his weakness before, they would have.
Yeah.
Terrence Crawford just different.
He's
Different.
He's different.
Exactly.
He's
That's
special.
why I'm not going to sit there and say I think that Earl beat Lubin's ass at 154.
I agree.
But that's a good fight for him.
But that's a good fight to
Yeah.
come back from. But that's the fight that I.
And I honestly think Lubin would do good.
Who?
I don't even think Earl would dog him. I think Lubin will give him some work.
Nah, I done seen.
I
Lubin.
think I think it would. Look, I think it
It'll
would
get
like
bad
early
around
on,
5 or
yeah,
6
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's when
The
it's going to start
pressure.
getting bad.
If Earl can,
But the uncertainty,
Yeah.
that would make it a more interesting fight.
Yeah.
As opposed to Earl coming up with a victory, because then I think Earl would just walk right through him. But
Let me ask you
like, I
this.
think it'll be some little shaky moments at first till Earl get his confidence back. Like, oh yeah, I got this, and this motherfucker.
let me ask y'all this: what if Earl beat the shit out of Terrence Crawford?
Then they got us.
They
They got
beat the shit out of Terrence.
That's what I'm saying. Look, I told you. Look on the other thing. If he comes back and he beats the shit out of Terrence Crawford, then they got us because you know it's gonna be a third fight. They got us.
Not necessarily.
Oh no, he beat the shit out of it. Ain't gonna be no third fight. That's over with.
Why they got one beat ass and the other beat ass.
Exactly.
No, you say if Terrence win?
No.
If Earl beat the shit out of Terrence.
Oh, then we got a third fight.
Exactly. They got us. That's what I'm saying. To me,
I
it's
want
like-
Earl to win.
Yeah, but he
But
gotta
is
beat the shit out of him though.
No, he don't.
No,
He don't gotta beat the shit out of him.
To
Because you
get
know why?
back-
You know
to
why?
get a third
You
fight.
know why he don't gotta
You have to look. You have to walk out of the ring looking exactly the way that I look,
came
or
in.
worse, than for me to feel like it's get back.
But
I
see,
can't.
y'all the ones you said, and I know you said that if Terrence Crawford make it or go into a fight instead of boxing Earl Spence, that's Earl's advantage. I never thought that. I think that's the Terrence Crawford advantage still because catching them between shots.
And that's true. I mean, it proved to be true.
But like
Yeah.
Brandon said, Crawford can't fight on that inside.
He wasn't fighting on the inside.
wasn't.
He was
was
controlling
fighting.
the distance.
He was fighting from what Derrick James called me. If you need me.
Oh, he needs you.
From what I seen from Terrence, he was more so holding his ground
Yeah.
so that he wouldn't absorb a lot of punishment to the body when Earl was in. And then as Earl was trying to leave is when he was getting off on Earl.
Yeah.
As Earl was coming in
Mm-hmm.
and as Earl was leaving. But when Earl was in, he wasn't really doing much but protecting himself.
Yeah.
But you know what though? A lot of what people was also talking about in that fight is that, in the ring, things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People make concessions and shit.
Right.
We start out.
Yeah, I gotta give you this.
Yeah, I gotta get it. But then, like I said, all of a sudden, like when we first get in the clutch, you hitting,
Right.
you trying to work, and then I've been beating your ass a little bit, so you get in the clutch, and then you just, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You basically like, okay, I'm throwing a little shot here, and we make concessions, and I think Earl made some concessions because he wasn't working on the inside like he usually do.
Well,
and that's when you got
Because he's worried about the count.
Yeah.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But once he was in the inside, like Brandon said, Terrence really wasn't throwing.
Right.
I saw Terrence throw like one little uppercut that I think caught Earl but grazed him a
But
little
it was
bit.
also as he made space.
Yeah. But see, that's what I'm saying.
See,
He's
Earl
catching him in
normally
between.
smother. He normally got his head on your shoulder as he working, so you can't really counter him.
Yeah.
But as he was pulling out, is when Terrence was able to get, like, even if the first knockdown when he dug in
Mm-hmm.
Terrence didn't hit him when he was digging in. Terrence hit him as he was trying to get out, and that's how I initially thought it was a balance shot, but he was hurt. But that's like you said. It's also because he had the strong hand up front.
Yeah.
But I think I could. They need to call me, but I can see ways that Earl could win, and like I said, that's not to say that Terrence Crawford not gonna make adjustments either. But I feel like you gotta. Because you can't go in the fight thinking, oh, he fought me southpaw last time, so he's going to fight me southpaw this time. They might change up. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He might start off orthodox this time. And now, if you just training for what he did as a southpaw, you fucked up again. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go on this thing and exhaust all possibilities.
Yeah. You know, from day one, when we even start talking about this fight, I think we all would have said that Terrence Crawford was the more skilled fighter. And after that Ugas fight, I
didn't say that.
Yeah, no, Brandon didn't say that.
I didn't say that.
I've always thought that. But after the Ugas fight, seeing what Earl had did and the way he handled Ugas, I think we all kind of just was like, oh, how the fuck did you deal with it?
But see, but that was the thing. When I went back and looked at the fight, it's not as impressive. That's what I told you when we was leading up to the fight. He was getting caught with shit from Ugas. Ugas just didn't hurt him. But it was a lot of flaws that he showed in that Ugas
I
fight.
said the same thing. I didn't even watch the Ugas fight. I went back to the Sean Porter fight.
Yeah, with Sean Porter, of course, Sean Porter fights everybody. Nobody just dogs Sean Porter.
Ugas wobbled him a little bit. People don't understand that.
Yeah, the joint that knocked. Look, they talk about him when he got hit after, but the joint that knocked his mouthpiece out.
Yeah, he was out like wobbled.
That was a good punch, but I don't think he was hurt from that because the nigga went to go look for the mouthpiece. The nigga couldn't have been that hurt if he was trying to.
Oh no, he was like saying Earl did not care if he got knocked out at that point. I mean, no, seriously, from his own mouth. He was thinking that, God damn, my teeth is in them goddamn.
If I smile right now, hand the camera, baby.
He did not care. He did not care.
Gummy gums.
He said he did not care. Ugas would have pieced them up and the referee didn't stop the action because the referee did actually yell stop. You know what I'm saying? Because Earl, he didn't mention that anymore, but he did at the end of the fight. He said, I thought he said stop. When they showed the replay,
he said stop.
Yeah, he did. So, but if Ugas would have pieced him up and knocked him out, Earl would have just been looking for his mouthpiece. Earl was like this. All right,
Mike
I lost.
Tyson
I lost. Let me put this back here. Look, let me put this back here. Yeah. Well, good shot.
So let me ask y'all this: do y'all think? Because I had went back after the fight. Yes, of course, hindsight is always 20/20.
Right.
But just listening to how Earl sounded, as far as like he don't really sound like a fighter anymore to me. Like not like what he say. Like, man, like I'm a prize fighter. Like I'm here for the money. To be honest with you, like I don't give a fuck about none of this other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I just want to go home and sit on the ranch and like he just don't sound. And maybe this loss will put that hunger back in. But
I just think what he been through took a lot out of him.
I think what he been through makes him feel like
bro.
he was invincible.
That too. It took a lot out of him that he did not realize. Like you said, Josh, and Brandon, like you said, it also made him think he was invincible because, goddamn it, I tell you what, if I get thrown from a Ferrari going 100 miles an hour and I ain't break no bones, I just lost a couple of teeth.
I'm telling
that
you,
motherfucker
if I get hit by a
pull
car,
a gun, I laugh at you.
If I get hit by a car,
until I'm in that motherfucker casket like that.
Yeah.
I guess that's what he did.
Hey, but
That's what the gun did, man.
if I get hit by a car and the car buckle,
Exactly.
you think I'm gonna give a fuck if Tony hit me?
Exactly. Like what? What can you do? I think that's honestly going into his mindset.
And that's why he went into the fight like that.
Yeah, like
I don't
I'm
think
going
that's
to
why he
break
went
him.
into the fight like
No,
that.
I honestly believe he went to the fight.
I think he went
He
into
thought
the
he
fight.
was gonna go in that motherfucker and bully that motherfucker.
But I don't think it took the accident to do that.
Yeah,
I think that's just his style.
Yeah.
He feels like this is what makes Bud different. Most fighters, most boxers don't like to fight. That's even in the street. Most niggas don't want to fight. They want to get a one-hitter quitter off and they want that shit to be over. Most niggas ain't trying to rumble.
Yeah, they ain't trying
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
Earl Spence realized if I go out here and fight, I can break a lot of these niggas mentally just off of the fact that most niggas ain't trying to fight. Terrence Crawford is about that.
Yeah, he about all that.
You know what I'm saying? Fight, box, kick, wrestle, whatever.
Motherfucker got shot in the head.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, and with that being said, Bud has that same attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
Buzz, and I didn't crash my car driving to the hospital. I got shot in the head, and I didn't crash my car. I survived it.
Y'all
survived
so
the
disrespectful to Earl.
Look, you survived the flipping. I survived the gunshot. We good. But I don't think it was like it because they made it like at first it was like point blank range. You know how people
Yeah,
all that shit.
lying.
Yeah, lying.
They started making motherfucking urban legends.
Exactly, yeah. You couldn't even shoot him, man. I shot him. I was right behind him. I shot him in the head. He went and got in his car, gave me the finger, and drove off.
What did niggas say on The Last Dragon? Yeah, they told me about a mythical character that catches bullets with his teeth.
Yeah.
Catches bullets with his teeth. Motherfuckers start making up anything, boy. I tell you. Yeah, I seen him. The bullet hit him and fell down. They're like, motherfuckers be lying like shit, boy.
So
I saw Brandon get hit by a car. The car crumpled Brandon, moving cars away. The fucker didn't even see me in the street.
So what y'all think Earl can really do to win this fight, bro?
I feel like I'm gonna hold that information until Derrick James got a call.
Nah, for real. Like, what can he do, bro? Like,
I'm for real. I'm gonna hold my information. Derrick James got to call me.
They can't, but see, this is what they felt. Like you said, first of all, he was thoroughly outcoached. But this is the look, Earl. I think he knew Terrence Crawford was coming and they wanted to make that fight. But according to Bomac, even when Terrence Crawford had other fights, when he had downtown, he had Earl on the back of his mind. So they was working on that shit. Studying him for years. Watching all those fucking tendencies. And Derrick James, of course, with him and Charlo, I'm sure he wasn't looking at Terrence Crawford because that's not who was in front of him. Bomac and them had the foresight that, like, when we finally meet this motherfucker, we gonna be ready. You see that shit he do when he go to the body, he wide open for that. Look, you see when he come forward and shit, he leaning over his front leg. And all that shit, we ready for all of that.
It's just like Boots. They not looking back thinking about the motherfucker Boots. But he looking at everything. You know what's funny? I was talking to Jared.
you said, my bad. You said Boots looking at these motherfuckers?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They know everything they do wrong. He know how.
Bozy be saying it.
That's what they've been practicing for this whole time. Those guys that are up there at the top. When you at the top, you ain't looking back.
No.
And it's funny because I was talking to Jared, and Jared was like, when he fought Lara, he had already been working towards that fight. It was like he took 2 or 3 left-handers before that fight, because he already knew everything about like that. All of the fights that he, like he said, with Angulo and the motherfuckers that gave Lara problems, it was pressure. So he figured me being bigger and being able to apply that pressure and taking little shit from each one of these guys and applying it, I could beat that motherfucker. Lara wasn't thinking about Jared Hurd. And then you look at it, Jared Hurd thinking about Charlo, J-Rock watching your ass. And now he know everything. That's why he looked so sharp that night. Because he knew everything Jared was bad at.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because Jared wasn't looking back at J-Rock, he looking at J-Rock as another step to get to Charlo. When a motherfucker can sit and study you, and like they got an advantage, especially when they not on your mind. You know what I'm saying? But I say that to add to the Terrence Crawford and Bomac watching Earl for so long and being able to, and like you said, Earl never changed. You know what I'm saying? Like he was the same fighter every time. It was just able to get him over.
Let me ask y'all a question. If you're, Earl Spence is Frank Martin's manager, right?
Promoter.
Why would you take that Shakur Stevenson fight?
Because Frank Martin's like 26 years old, 27 years old.
28, about to be 29.
See, yeah, he old as shit. And
What, he's 17 then? He's 17 and 0, right?
I don't know his record.
Yeah, 17 no,
17 and 0, 12 knockouts.
But it's like, if you don't take that fight,
You might
as
not
a mandated fight, you get dropped down the rankings. So
I get that part. I get that part. But what I'm saying is, well, let me just say that I believe this is Derrick James' beginning to the journey of figuring out them two controlling distance. Because I see Shakur and Terrence Crawford as somewhat of the same fighters.
Yeah, but
so
Frank Martin's dimensions won't allow them to use that fight to try to use those tactics for Earl to beat Crawford. Crawford is a different fighter than Shakur Stevens.
Yeah, and they're when they do train, he's going to have to train Frank Martin on different things than he trained Earl Spence on. You know what I'm saying? And I understand what you're saying, trying to get ready for that. But the fact is that, I mean,
I think
Earl Spence. Look, you got to think about it. It's not Derrick James. Derrick James trains him, but Earl Spence is his promoter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what happens when fighters are somebody else's promoters most of the time. Look, with Ray and all of them, they throw them in. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Don't sit there and say that your ass ready when you're not.
Right. But I'm gonna say this, and this is why I say you can't use that fight. Shakur is not a switch hitter, so that's one thing that.
And they both left-handed.
Right. You have to train for 100% of the scenarios with Terrence Crawford, because anything he can do right-handed, he can do left-handed. So training Frank Martin, you don't have to train that because Shakur is not a switch hitter. So that in itself is, you just can't. The dimensions are all wrong. You know what I'm saying? Earl Spence's feet is not as fast as Frank Martin. So the shit that Frank Martin may be able to do, Earl's not. Athleticism ain't gonna allow him to do it. Two different fighters. And Bud, and I think people look at Slick as being slick. Bud is a different type of slick fighter than Shakur. Because Bud is more rugged. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Bud, the way Shakur throw punches is more like a Caleb Plant versus Bud throw choppy punches that can snap your neck and fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? So it's two different. You gotta train. You can't use that Frank Martin shit to try to use for Earl Spence to beat Terrence Crawford. You have to sit the fuck down, look at Terrence Crawford in its entirety. I can't stand when a motherfucker say, yeah, we only watched 2 fights. Then you didn't do your job. Yeah. In my opinion.
I've been hearing that shit a lot over these last few years of, well, because I think Earl Spence actually said that when they asked him.
Well, it ain't Earl Spence's job to watch the tape. It's Derrick James. But I hear Derrick James say, you know, that it's not, that's what he get paid for. Come up with a way for me to beat this motherfucker. It's my job to put my body to the test and get myself, you know, and it's your job to get me prepared
and
mentally and physically
and
have a viable game plan. That's what you get paid the money for.
Exactly. That's what you get paid to train me on his tendencies at this point.
Right.
This is what he's going to do. And I mean, even throughout the ass whooping, Earl still landing some good shots.
That's the thing. And when I look back at that fight the last time, I actually really didn't see where Terrence Crawford was in any adversity at all.
No, I mean, because he took the shots, but he did get caught with some good shots.
With his poise, because anybody else that would have gotten caught with shots like Terrence Crawford probably would have got out of character.
That's true.
And I think what impressed me with Terrence Crawford so much was his ability to stick to his game plan. Because I thought that if anybody jumped ship, it would have been Terrence Crawford. But you just gotta take your head off to the nigga, man. The motherfucker, he a bad motherfucker.
Like, best fighter in the game.
Best fighter in the game.
He is a bad motherfucker. He is. I mean,
That's what was trying to get a rouse out of me.
He already said that after the damn fight.
He's been saying that for 2 weeks now. I'm just surprised he ain't took it back yet. But
no,
closer we get to September 30th, I'm sure it'll change. Come on, go.
Terrence Crawford is the best fighter in the game, but he's not the face.
Yeah, he ain't the face.
He ain't the face.
He ain't the face.
If he
talking
beats the
Canelo
face,
or
if he beats the face,
it's too late.
Too late.
Yeah.
If he beat the face, what else is there to do afterwards?
He gonna retire.
Yeah. Okay, we're never gonna see the nigga again.
Exactly.
He's damn sure ain't gonna be the face of boxing then.
Yeah, he ain't going no further. If Terrence Crawford jumps up to 168, if Canelo beats Charlo,
to me,
and wins, you would not see Terrence Crawford again. Maybe because if Canelo might demand a rematch, which I don't even know if he would, because Canelo looking at Terrence Crawford like, basically like Lomachenko first looked at Rigondeaux. Why, y'all?
Yeah.
Why? Y'all, okay, y'all look, y'all pressing me for it now. Okay.
Because one thing I can assure you is he won't be looking like that when Canelo hit him with a left hook.
Damn,
that's on God.
That,
In them.
in there.
Say whatever the fuck you want to say.
Yeah, like Adrian go like this. No,
Say whatever. Canelo hit his ass with a left hook.
Yeah, he might get out of
That's
He
a different
might
type of
get
left
out
hook.
of curve,
At 168. Because you ain't dictating no coin toss and all that shit with Canelo.
Oh yeah.
I said I'm walking first. I mean, you walking first. I'm gonna make 55 million.
You're gonna make like 10.
So you gonna make 8 or 9 or 10. Because first of all, you make me less than that because you ain't bring your shit up here for me.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got no belt in this division, motherfucker. So you might make 7. Shit. Or get the fuck out my face. Because now you need me, bitch. You want to be undisputed up here.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't pulling that shit for Canelo.
Honestly, I honestly would. I don't want to see Crawford Canelo. I'd rather see Canelo and Benavidez. I'm hoping that at the end of the 3 fights that Canelo had with the PBC, it ends with Benavidez.
Well, I mean, that depends. Spence is out the question now, so that I think that was one of the fights. Honestly,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And so if you really was giving Spence a chance to go up there because Spence is a big boy, then I mean you got to give Crawford a chance to go up there. But like I said, the shots that he took from Earl Spence.
Can y'all imagine what Canelo would have did to Spence? Oh.
Yeah, he would have.
Countering in between with them hard ass. Oh my God, Lord Jesus, that man boxing talk. Yeah, you got something before we roll?
No, I'm just saying that he's not a fucking southpaw.
It don't matter. You lunging in is lunging in.
Yeah, that's true.
And motherfucking Canelo with them motherfucking slips and hard ass punches to the body and and who?
Canelo.
Canelo fight them big motherfuckers.
I know.
And them motherfucking hooks that look like they coming downstairs but coming up tall. Oh my God, Batman boxing talk.
Man. Yeah.